Hey guys, it's Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy, and can all my handsome and wealthy men stand up? Now, guys, I want to give you guys this quick tip, right? If you're a man and you're struggling in your relationships, or you feel like maybe you have to do more than necessary, you don't know how to set boundaries, guys, you have to understand this one key message. It's going to be nice. Being a nice guy is manipulation, right? Saying that being a nice guy is manipulation, right? You have to understand that this may have came from your childhood. This may have came from, just upbringing, just people trying to make you feel like if you don't set your boundaries straight, if you don't set who you are, right, as a man, right, just in what you believe, your values, your core beliefs, right, you have to understand that being a nice guy is manipulation. When the world tells you that you need to be this nice guy, you can't speak your mind, you cannot speak what you really feel, that is manipulation. That's manipulation at the root core, right? Because being a nice guy genuinely entails that you're doing stuff in order to gain something, in order to gain approval in people's eyes, right? And I've had this experience recently in my latest relationship, right? And even though all the things I did was genuine, right? A part of me felt like if I didn't do this one task, it was over. If I didn't do this one thing, it was over, right? And that's not to say that that was, you know, their problem. It was probably more of a problem of my own that maybe I just didn't fully dive deep into getting to know who I was. Because, we all are in this world. And sometimes, you go through certain experiences, you go through certain life situations, and it opens you into trying to figure out who you are or trying to figure out what you want to become, man. And it's just going to be life situations that opens you into this situation of either going right or wrong, right? It can either mean just not setting the boundaries straightforward, or letting yourself become manipulated. So a lot of guys, once they get into a situation with women, or they get into a situation whether they become in a relationship or they become in a marriage, a lot of the times you get into a situation where you don't know how to say no. You don't know how to say no. You don't know how to say, look, I don't want to do this. And then you have that fear, right? It's a fear aspect, right? The fear of you either losing that person or disappointing that person, whatever the case is. A lot of nice guys fail to become authentic with themselves. And it's a thing that you have to train yourself to do. It's an action step that you need to do in order to really become yourself, right? Because you have to train that out of yourself. Because becoming a nice guy seems like the right thing to do, but in all reality, it's actually the worst thing you can do. Because here's what happens when you become a nice guy, right? You get your needs unmet, right? That's the number one thing. You get your needs unmet, right? Number two, you don't know how to truly become magnetic, right? Because you're always saying yes to unnecessary things, things that you don't want to do, things that aren't even aligned with what you want to do, right? That's number two when you start to become a nice guy. Number three, you become way more susceptible, right, to manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Just getting taken advantage of and just feeling like, you don't got the self-worth, right? That's number three. That's the number third reason, right, that happens with manipulation. But then you get these two other ones, right? You get just not being authentically yourself, right? And people pleasing. And then number 5 is just feeling like if you don't comply to the demands of others, right, you lose, you have a fear of loss. And when you are a nice guy, you have to really, really, really become aware of this. All right, nice guys manipulation. Don't let the world fuck you up with that notion that it's not manipulation. Yes, it is. Right? You have to become authentically who you are. I'm not saying that you have to become aggressive, but you do have to be assertive, right? That's something you got to learn, man. You got to learn this skill. You got to do the shadow work, right? I've been doing the shadow work in this book, and it's been helping me to get results, man, because sometimes, you know, we get into a situation, like I said, you can become in a friendship, you can get into a relationship where you've already had a strong frame. Like you had a strong frame before this relationship, friendship. And then once you get into it, you start to change who you are. And a lot of guys get into this, right? Like a lot of guys, when they're single, when they don't have a woman that they're dealing with, right? Or, you know, you're in this friendship, right? Before that friendship, you were authentically yourself. You were authentically yourself. But then once you got into the friendship or you got into the relationship, then you started being, you know, somebody who you're not, you know, like I said, you started telling people, hey, yes to this. You don't even want to do this, but you just say yes, or you let people take advantage of your time or take advantage of all these things, man. And like I said, you got to get out of the programming. You have to become authentically who you are, because once you don't follow your steps or you're following, you know, your own intuition, then you start to really feel like you're not yourself. And then that causes you to really get into these episodes and you get to a mode of maybe sadness, right? I don't think you get depressed from this, but you will feel sad. So guys, when it comes to relationships, you have to understand that you have to authentically be yourself, no matter what. No matter if you lose this person, no matter if you don't get the result of that person, like if that person doesn't feel like, okay, why are you acting this way now all of a sudden? Like if it causes conflict, you have to lean into the tension. And that's what I've realized. You have to lean into this tension no matter what, because at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. Ain't no woman gonna do it. Ain't none of your homies, ain't none of your homegirls gonna do that for you. You gotta learn how to do that on your own, because nobody's gonna do it for you. That's why I say you have to, if you're a nice guy watching this, you have to get out of this shit ASAP, because nobody's gonna do the work for you. Nobody's gonna be there for you. Nobody's gonna help you. I don't care if the world comes crashing down. Literally, nobody's gonna be there for you. So you have to get the knowledge, and you gotta learn how to do this, and that just helps your inner, you know, that inner part of yourself is gonna thank you for that, because it's not about what's on the outer, right? You can have, you know, this great looking body, you can have a handsome face, you can have all this stuff, you can have money, you can have all this stuff, but if you're internally not feeling well, it's not going to help anything, right? It's not going to help anything for your life, and it's not going to help you be vibrant and embody that quote, handsome and wealthy, right? Like what we talk about on this channel. So guys, if you're struggling with this, man, like I said, there are resources, there are books. Like I especially recommend you guys do the shadow work, and especially get your vibrant self to, you know, get from the nice guy shit. Nice guys don't finish first, all right? They finish last. So if you did enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do what you gotta do. Help the channel grow. Let's really build our foundation there. Remember, attract the woman you want, not the woman you are settling for. And I'm just gonna end this video right here. Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy. We're out.